Okay, good afternoon. It's another week and of course a brand new episode of your favorite current affairs program, 60 Minutes Nigeria. My name is Efosa Uwangue, your anchor on the show. I must tell you that today's program is very, very important to the development of this country. We are looking at the role of parents in nation building, the role of parents in the development of Nigeria. And of course, I have very, very eminent personalities with me, very distinguished personalities with me to dissect this issue, because this issue is important. If Nigeria must be catapulted to very, very enviable heights in the Committee of Nations, then this topic is of importance. I have with me a clergyman who, of course, represents the youths, that the youths can do well. Apostle Elvis Agbonaima, nice to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we also have with us the Secretary, Christian Association of Nigeria, Edo State Chapter, Sir Best Iriabi, a highly well-traveled man. Nice to have you with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, now, only on Sunday, just last Sunday, designated as World Father's Day, celebrated in Nigeria. But Nigeria is confronted with myriads of problems, security problems, economic problems, so many problems, and not so many people are aware that parents play a pivotal role in terms of helping Nigeria or contributing to Nigeria's development. If the parents play their role well, the children are given proper upbringing, the children are well educated, the cultural values are inculcated in the children, and they grow with that, then these children will grow to become youths, become adults, and of course leaders. Now there is a school of thought that is saying that let's give leadership back to the youths. If the youths are not well tutored, if the youths are not well brought up, can they lead? Edo State government has taken the lead now. The new cabinet of Edo State government that is being formed, there's a percentage given to the youth. The state governor, Mr. Governor Obaseki, has already said the SSA definitely will not exceed 35 years. I think it's from 35 down, from 40 down. So we are looking at crop of young people that will be joining the state governor to develop the state. And some other governors have also adopted that. Okay, so let's start with Sir Best Iriabi. You're an elderly man,
Yes.
a well-traveled man as well. You've seen it all. Now, the kind of abysmal behavior that we observe now in Nigeria, where people have no regards for human beings, they have no regards for others, they misbehave. Don't you think parents share in the blame?
Of course, the bane of Nigeria, vis-a-vis what you just talked about, is traceable to bad parenting.
Okay.
You know, because the parents, they are the first educators of their children. Right from the time a woman is pregnant, that's the time you are supposed to be very conscious of who you are as a mother or as a parent.
Okay.
Where you go, what you eat, the discussion you get involved in, why the baby is in the fetus, because the baby already is a human being yet to be born. That baby is already imbibing things through you. So when the baby is eventually giving birth to, before going to achieve or attain Western education, the parent is the first educator. Now when we are growing up, mothers, parents have time for their children. Today, parents no longer have time for their children because of pecuniary reason, everybody tracing wealth, before it is 5 a.m. in the morning, they have gone their separate ways, and they push these little children to the school, as if the school is the place where you are going to get all the moral training and all that. So parents no longer have time, and so children are left in the hands of those who not even have the wherewithal, the capacity to give moral education to their world. Now, those days, as we were growing up, you sit around your parents. They tell you stories. They talk about shared values. Oh, this family, this is what we are known for. Even right from greetings in the family.
Okay.
How to greet elders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We were all tutored. But nowadays, who know that? Now, what happened now is that because of the influx of Western education, and we are copying it very wrongly, a child wakes up in the morning and says, "Hi, pops." I mean, for God's sake, that is not part of our culture. We have our way of greetings. We kneel down. We genuflect when we see an elder.
Yes.
In fact, every elder are our parents. Every father who is an elderly man is your father. Every elderly woman is your mother. That is how we grew up. And we're not just taken to school like that. This education started from home. How to, even while you are eating, remember, you eat with your parents, your siblings, all of you gather together to eat, and your parents are watching you. Who is not doing well, who is not doing right, and all that, they correct you instantly.
Yes.
But that is no longer so. That has been the problem. Now we believe that when you just give birth to a child, you have all the money to send the child to school, you put the child to school, pay the fees, and all that happens, done so, you have done your job. No. You must pay the price. You must watch over your kids, with ceaseless vigilance, day and night. How many people go to attend what do you call it, parent-teacher association? How many people go to parent-teacher association meeting? You have your word. It comes to tell you tomorrow is our PTA meeting. Do parents have time to go and check what their works is doing in the school? Do they have time to go to attend to open day in the school? As long as we have the money to throw about, we have paid the school fees, that's enough. That is the problem we are having today. Okay. We do not have moral education anymore. Yes. That one is lost completely, and it will take a little while before we can bring them back. The Bible, was very clear on this issue. Teach a child the way it should go, so that when the child grows up, he will not depart from this norm. Okay. But today, we don't have anything. What I gave a talk to a group of people during Father's Day, and I said, we used to have what we call juvenile delinquency, but just now we have adult delinquency. Both the adult and the juvenile are the same. And in the course of this program, perhaps I will elucidate.
Thank you for your opening remarks. Come back to you. So, what's your take on this? Before we take a break to introduce our third guest.
Well, thank you very much. Okay. It's a very wonderful topic. Yes. By the grace of God, I'm a father. Okay. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm over a decade in marriage.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now, you can't give what you don't have. When talking about development of Nigeria, the role of parents, now we have to start with the quality of parents. Okay. Because the quality of parents will determine the quality of the children. For example, I remember those days when we were growing up. Fathers, mothers used to sit their children down, teach them life, teach them the future. How many parents have that time now? We have too many premature parents. How do I mean? Those days, before you go and see a man as a female, you look for a better story to tell. But can I shock you now? You see a boy and a girl just dating. The next thing, she has packed her things into the boy's house. She's already calling the guy my husband. In those days, you can't dare try that. You see, the quality of parents will determine the quality of the children. Now, the reason why things are going the way it's going now, because a lot of our parents has failed the children. Because many parents, they don't have what to offer. For example, now, how can I tell my children about marriage, about integrity when it comes to marriage? When I'm with a man who I claim to be my husband, I'm giving birth to 5 children, he has not even seen my family, and I'm calling him my husband. I've already laid a wrong foundation. And everything, in short, the children learn fast from what happened in their environment. Those days, you see mothers, there are things they cannot say to their husband in the presence of their children. But does that thing happen now? The society we are, or not to parents, that everything that they are doing, their children are learning from them. Sometimes we look at them as, their children. I used to tell people around me, I say, listen, what you don't know when you were 18 years, your child now of about 8 years know better than you. You know, what you don't know when you were even 20 years. Some children of about 9 knows it.
Because we're in a jet age.
Yes. Now, our parents truly have really failed the children. Because many of them, you know, the Bible talks about we should live by example. How many parents are living by example? For example, a father who drinks anyhow, who smokes cigarette. I even send the children, the infant, to go and buy for him. Now, what are you teaching the children? Those days, as a child, when you are coming up, we grow up like this, you know, that, you know, when you are bringing anything to the house, for example, you know, you have to explain. If you don't have a good explanation concerning what you just bought, you will be in soup. But today, your parents, your father, your mother might look at you and say, can't you see your mate? That is where the problem begins. And at the end, the thing affects the society. It affects Nigeria as a country because the quality of parenting has dropped. The parents who are supposed to have offered good counsel, you know, good advice to the children are nowhere to be found. You know, you cannot correct error with error. And you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That is where we find ourselves in this dilemma. Okay. Because the parents, those who are supposed to have lived by example, are not living by example.
Okay.
That is where we find ourselves.
Okay, thank you. That's the opening remarks of Apostle Elvis Agbonayima. Like I told you, he also represents the youth on this show. But I'm going to introduce my third guest, Apostle Kesi Chuku. And that will be after this break.
We don't come again with our empowerment program. Do it yourself. It don't take where you dey look for work and you no sit down look oh. Come register for this Ogbonge program. We go put food for your table and even kwata make you employer of labor. For this edition, we go teach you how to make the following things: bar soap, ice cream, body cream, piggery, rabbitry, grass cutter, poultry, snarery, fishery, wedding cake, birthday cake and queen's cake, mushroom farming, makeup, beads, sandals, plus including paper flower. The date for this Ogbonge program now 23rd and 24th of July 2021 will be Saturday and Sunday. The time now 8 o'clock in the morning. The 25th unko now 7,500 naira.
Venue now ITV Radio Corporate Office for Glass House Airport Road for Benin City.
My people, onado.
My name is Fatima Yusuf, a polio vaccinator working in Lagos. The challenge we face is mainly misunderstanding. Some say because the children receive routine immunization at health center, they don't need the one we give at home. Some won't go to the health center to receive routine immunization because they receive the polio vaccine at home. But both are important. Look at the dirty environment, bad sewage disposal, people defecating openly, contaminated water. Everything needed to spread polio is all around all of us. Polio can lead to paralysis and even death. You can't even say prevention is better than cure. Because for polio, there is no cure, only prevention.
I'm here to tell you that polio is like the rain that doesn't befriend anybody. The only cover against polio is for every child under the age of 5 to receive the polio vaccine. Your child is at risk because polio know they look face. Polio doesn't discriminate.
Protect your child. Get them immunized in the hospital and at home.
How you go stay for 4 days without food inside this house? I don't hear anything today. You must give me that money, oh.
Mr. Daddy, why you want to use hunger kill your wife? I used to take care of my family 100% until when something can happen. Wetin happen? They send me text message say bank don't block my account number. Say I never complete my BVN registration. They say I call the number where did that text message. I can't call them. They say I send them my ATM number and the number where did the back of the ATM, including the expiring date. I can't text everything sent to them. The next thing I see, na alert. They begin to beat my account to until they finish the whole account.
You don't fall mugu with that.
Okay, wetin that come in now?
It means say your husband, you don't dupe am.
Hey!
My country people, if anybody send una text message or email say make una send una ATM or BVN number, no send them because na keep them be. Anybody where they use internet, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter or personal mobile phone, fee fall mugu. No share your ATM pin, password or personal information online. Shine your eyes on cyber criminals full internet.
Okay, it's always a delight to know that you are there savoring your time with us on the show. Your 1 hour with us, like I always say, will not be wasted because this program surely is enlightening, is educative, and also entertaining. It brings to the fore very crucial national issues. And on today's edition, we're looking at the role of parents in nation building, the role of parents in the development of Nigeria. Just joining us is also our highly regarded, highly respected man of God, Apostle Kezichukwu, who also speaks for the youth. Nice to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure. Good afternoon.
And we're going to...
I apologize for coming late.
Okay, thank you. That's what we're talking about. You see, he has just led by example. That's it. So you get to know them by what they offer. So Apostle, we'll just get straight to you. Your opening remarks on this topic, role of parents. It is believed that Nigeria could have been better if parents actually train their children properly, who eventually become youth, because it is believed that the children of today or the youths of today are leaders of tomorrow. So what's your take on this?
Well, Apostle, I've already said what I wanted to say.
Okay.
And I was so happy
when
he was speaking. You see, that will fall us back to the government.
Okay.
Because what is really happening is when a parent, you that is a father, a mother, you can no longer take care of house rent, feeding, you have already sold your birthright as a father, whereby your daughter begin to support you in paying house rent, in feeding, then you have little respect to them. The only thing you owe them is you are their father.
Just like that?
Just like that. That's the only thing you owe them, that you are their father. Because they are the one taking care of everything, pay the house rent. A man can just come and you see the man with a good car, you are even happy. Tell your daughter, who is that one? Say, Papa, now they give us money till they feed you. Then be that go say, oh, go, how are you? You don't even care the source, how the young man got the money or how the money came about. You are just happy that your daughter or your son have met somebody who is bringing money to the family. So if the government has made life balanced for our parents, they will have this power to correct the children. When a father is receiving a good salary paid by the government, he can take care of the house, you can feed the children, he can pay house rent, pay light bill. No, the children is doing it. I remember when I was growing up, I bought this computer game.
Yeah.
My father seized it because I could not explain how I got that money. And I know that I stole that money from my mother. The way I used to sell food for my mother, I would just hide, I'll collect 20 naira, I'll put it, then I'll put it. You know, I was hiding like that, I gathered the money. So my father came home one afternoon because what I do is, when my father is not around, I will hide the computer. When he goes to work, I'll bring it out and play. After playing, I'll go and hide it. One day, he just came out about after 3, saw the computer, who owns it. I kept quiet, I could not answer. He seized it. In the night, with a cane, how did you get money to buy this computer? I could not explain. He started flogging me. I wish I knew on time. I could have knew with my mother to cover me up, but I didn't know on time. So you see that my father was able to correct me because he was providing everything I need. But when a father cannot provide what the children need, it's very difficult to correct them. And that's when you see that, you see parents are telling them, oh, my son, I pray you win this local government chairman, or may you win now, may you can't build house here, may you can't do this one. They don't care whether you stole from government coffer. All they just want is, you are going there, oh, no go do mumu, don't go and do a useless thing, oh. Go there, steal as your mate used to steal. I want to buy a car, I want to be like the other one, son. Don't you see, he bought a car because the parents has not value. They cannot achieve this thing with their own strength. So they now see it as encouraging to encourage their children to go into crime, to get anything to remove them from suffering. So our government have a better role to play to help our parents so that they can be able to nurture the children. Or else we have real future failure ahead of Nigeria. We don't know who is going to be the next president in 2023 now. We don't know what the family have sown into that one's mind. We don't know what the people who are living around the person has already imputed into the person's mind. Today, a young girl is known as a successful young girl when you are dating a Yahoo boy. It doesn't matter how the boy got the money. As far as the boy have a car, a good car, the girl don't want to care, the father don't want to care. If you call with a poor man, the father will chase you out. He will tell you, I am poor, you can't marry a poor man. Go outside there, go and look for a guy that is there. You don't see Yahoo boys. Parents now encourage children for prostitution. Have you not seen parents sponsoring children to abroad to do prostitute? They are sponsoring them because they can no longer take care of their own personal need again. They now depend on the children. So we still beg the government. The government have a role to play.
Thank you very much. That's the opening remarks of Apostle Kesi Chukwu. He took it from a different dimension. But the topic, like I told you, very important to nation building. You must have the third eye to really understand what we are talking about today. The society is a reflection of the home. If the parents play their role well, the children are well educated, the children are given proper upbringing, they grow up to become dependable youths of integrity. And if eventually they are given political, they are appointed into any political office or elected into any political office, they will exhibit integrity. I'm not judging anyone here. You know the man they call Mr. Integrity. Only a few days ago, he has been sentenced to 7 years imprisonment. He has been handed 7 years imprisonment for collecting bribe from oil magnate or $10. So we don't want all those kind of scandal, and I believe that Nigeria can be better off if people get the right values. Okay, let's get more comments from Sir Best Iriabe, who is the Secretary, Christian Association of Nigeria. Yes, what other angle do you have to this discussion?
Efosa,
yes.
The family life, the family unit is a microcosm of the larger society.
Okay.
If you are a father, you are a president. You may not go by that nomenclature, but that's what you are.
A president of your home?
Of your home. You are the governor of your home.
Okay.
That's what you are. You may not go by that nomenclature. That's what, so the problem starts from the home, no government at all.
Okay.
Right from the home.
Okay.
I told you just now, right from when a baby is in a womb, that is when you are supposed to care for that baby. So, if you are a father, tomorrow I'll be 35 years old in marriage.
Okay.
And I'm proud I'm a married man. I have my children to show for it. If you are a father, you are a governor, you are a president. If you are a Christian, I tell people, the day you get wedded in the church, a new church has been founded. If you don't know that a new church has been founded, sorry for you. Because the day you get wedded in home, if you are a Christian, you are the pastor of that home church, called in Latin Ecclesia Domestica, the domestic church. You are the pastor there, your wife is the assistant pastor, or vice versa. Therefore, you must, as a parent, animate or vivify your family with gospel values. You can parrot the scripture in the church and jump up and down, but your children have nothing to show for it. You must nurture that home church with gospel values. You must nurture that your home with our shared values. Now, in Benin City or anywhere in Nigeria, how many people were rich in the 60s or 50s? We're living in thatch houses. We sold things to help our parents. The fact that somebody does not have money does not mean he should be stupid or be mad or not be able to take care of his children. When we were grown up, we were taught how to do things. They put something, a tray on your head, you go and sell a few items. You come with the money, you help your parents. Then you go back to school. Those in the village, we first of all, as they are coming back from school. But now
they call that child abuse.
They call it child abuse. Some of these things are done with so much bravado, to the extent that the morality that it's inherent in it, you lose it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, how many people were rich? There's a parable in Benin. Don't allow your poverty announce you. Stay within the confines of your of what you own.
Yeah, you should be content.
Sew your coat according to your available cloth. You know, Apostle Paul was writing a letter to his friend Timothy, 1 Timothy chapter 6. If you read from verse 7 following, I've always quoted it in this place.
Yes.
If you have food to eat, or you have a house, or you have railings, the Apostle Paul said, be content with that. Because many people love to be rich. And that's what the bane of our society today. They love to be rich. Therefore, put their hands into all sorts of harmful desire. And eventually wander away from the faith. And he concluded, therefore, the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money is what is causing the problem now. Parents are no longer interested in moral rearmament of their children. It's not about money. Look at who are the people that are messing up. Who are in the court? They are children of where to do so-called. The nouveau rich. They have the money. They pay the school fees. They buy cars for their children. They launder wealth. But our elders who mentored us, who nurtured us, they were not rich. But they have the moral obligation to their children. They sit down to teach. That's what we call Ibota. How many families have Ibota today? What is Ibota? After you have come from work or everywhere, your family, you sit around your family, you eat together, you bond together.
Yeah.
It's called bonding.
You nurture them.
You nurture them. We don't have time for that again. The elders have done their best. You see, there's a parable. They said, it is good people that gave birth to children. If good people that gave birth to good children are still lacking, why about when very terrible parents are not giving birth to children? Look at the use of our days that are giving birth to children. Even from the 50 down. Look at their manner of dressing. Look at the way they talk. The other day I was coming from Abuja just last week. A mother, he was late. Okay. As he entered the yes.
Sir Best, I'm going to interject.
Yes.
We'll just take a break now for headline news and we'll be back.
We don't come again with our empowerment program. Do it yourself. It don't take where you dey look for work and you no see down look oh. Come register for this Ogbonge program. We go put food for your table and even kwata make you employer of labor. For this edition, we go teach you how to make the following things: bar soap, ice cream, body cream, piggery, rabbitry, grass cutter, poultry, snarery, fishery, wedding cake, birthday cake and queen's cake, mushroom farming, makeup, beads, sandals, plus including paper flower. The date for this Ogbonge program now 23rd and 24th of July 2021 will be Saturday and Sunday. The time now 8 o'clock in the morning. The 25th unko now 7,500 naira.
Venue now ITV Radio Corporate Office for Glass House Airport Road for Benin City.
My people, onado.
My name is Fatima Yusuf, a polio vaccinator working in Lagos. The challenge we face is mainly misunderstanding. Some say because the children receive routine immunization at health center, they don't need the one we give at home. Some won't go to the health center to receive routine immunization because they receive the polio vaccine at home. But both are important. Look at the dirty environment, bad sewage disposal, people defecating openly.
To receive the polio vaccine, your child is at risk because polio know they look face. Polio doesn't discriminate.
Protect your child. Get them immunized in the hospital and at home.
For 4 days without food inside this house. I don't hear anything.
Okay, nice to have you back. After that break, Sabesi Rabi was actually expatiating on the topic, the role of parents in nation building in Nigeria's development. Yes, Sabesi.
Okay. So, as I was saying,
yes,
the home is a small part of the society.
Okay.
So, if we train our children well, if we have time for our children, those are the ones that will go to the society
to
clean it up.
Yes.
But if we don't do that, and we maintain a laissez-faire attitude in the training of our children. The training of our children is not about education, paper qualification. A writer once said that any PhD holder, a bachelor's degree holder, a master's degree holder, well read, but does not have a good moral education, it's like a well-trained dog. Yes. So morality is very, very important. Parents no longer have time to do that. Do what I say, don't do what I do. They drink to the point of stupor, and the children are looking at him. They will emulate him. The manner of their dressing. I was just talking about. I was coming from Abuja. A lady with a baby in her hand ran into the aircraft. She wore one short knicker, just like a pant. She didn't even zip up. And as she was struggling to sit down, somebody, even another youth who sat with me in the same aircraft, that was last week, was saying, when I hear, what kind of thing is this? And he was having a baby, and I told myself, so this one, I said, this one also have a baby. Can you imagine this? This one also. So how is he going to train this baby girl? For
and for somebody to board, it's supposed to be, it's no longer a poor person, at least above middle class.
I said, this person is a parent now, for God's sake. How is he going to train this child? Well, one of my daughters was attending University of Benin some years back. I was taking her to school. I live at Ugbeho. I was already at Airport Road, already at Ogbe Stadium Junction. Okay. When I looked at her, I said, the t-shirt you wore didn't cover you very well. He said, Daddy, it's okay. I said, it's not okay. I turned. He said, where are you going to? I said, we are going home right now.
You're going to change?
He said, but you said you were late where you are going. I said, I better be late there to correct you. So I drove back. The girl was saying, Daddy. I said, don't worry. I got home. I said, go and wear another dress, my daughter, please. She brought another dress, wore it, we came back. I mean, you have to stick out your neck. And when she was getting married, I told the husband, I said, look, I've given you a
well-trained girl.
A well-trained girl. Forget about her university education. But you are going to look out for something. If you get that thing, you are bringing me a ram. And they went away. They are married, did all the thing. And my son-in-law called me and said, Daddy, I want to thank you profusely for giving me this kind of girl. Your ram is coming. Okay. I said, I will kill the ram, invite my friends, we eat it. And he brought the ram to me.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's a good one.
You need time for your children. If you don't have time for your children, you are chasing money, you lose them, and you have money.
Okay, thank you. So, Apostle Elvis, I can see you are itching to make your comment. Please, go ahead.
You know, I will differ a little bit from Apostle Casey, what he said about government.
Yes.
In this case, government is not the problem.
Okay, how do you mean?
I will explain. And let me say this. I started with that you cannot give what you don't have.
Yes.
Now, what makes you a father or a mother is not because you have children. It's because you are a source. To be a father means you are a fountain. You are a solution. Now, the challenges we are having now is that, I started with premature parents.
Yes.
Now, another major challenge is that a lot of parents are not willing to show that responsibility.
That's right.
They are not willing to show that responsibility. What makes you a man or a husband or a wife is the ability to show that responsibility. If you are not willing to show that responsibility, you are not a man. You are not a father or a mother because you have 2, 3, 4 children. No. You are a father because you are a source, a fountain to those children. We shouldn't bring the government to this. It is not the government that push you to go and give birth to children you cannot take care of. For example, you have seen some people, their incomes is low, and here they will be producing children and say, well, God bless me. That is not, it is stupidity. You should be able to produce as many children you can take care of. I know what I'm saying.
A man that is earning 30,000 minimum wage.
Even the people
every
that,
year,
sir,
Apostle, let me cut it.
Yes.
A man that is earning 30,000 naira minimum wage every year gives birth to a child and now has about 7, 8. Is that not God's blessing?
That is, you brought the headquarter of poverty to your house. And now we are not disturbing God for everything. It's not everything we disturb God for, sir. There are certain things we use common sense, even though it's not common. You get it done. Now, some people begin to produce and say, well, God will take care of them. To me, that is fallacy. You get what I'm saying? Now, inability of parents or fathers, mother to show that responsibility, that is where the problem lies. That is the dilemma of the whole issue. For example, you want to be a father, like we are talking about the role of parents, the role of parents in Nigeria development.
Yes.
If everyone can begin to produce the children you can take care of. It will go a long way to help.
During IBB's regime, if a woman was allowed to...
You shouldn't be waiting for your uncle and my auntie. This one is there, did not help me. They didn't force you to produce those children. If they are going to... We pray for help. That's true. It's good. But you shouldn't be a liability as a father.
To everybody.
To everybody.
To government.
Let people see that when coming to help you, they are seeing it that you are not a liability. They are adding to you, not because you are a liability. Helping your children, you should set a pace for the children as a father, because these days now, you just see, like I said when I started my open remarks, I said, you see a young girl is just following a young boy. Before you know, she's already pregnant. Before you know, he's already calling him my husband. Who gave you to him? Nobody. You see, if we parents, like I use the word we. Because by God's grace, God has blessed me with children too. Mm-hmm. I'm 11 years, but this year I'll be 11 years in marriage. You get it now? Now, I understand this. Now, if we parents can show that responsibility, we'll be helping ourselves and helping the government. Because it is what we produce, the quality of children we produce that we come into the society. Okay. It's for us to stop shifting the blame to the government and start doing our part. You get it now? Now, you know your income. You know the source. Do you know, sir, as a shepherd in the church, by the grace of God, as a senior pastor, I've discovered that even in the church, people that are not really, their income is not high. They are even the one that produce more children.
You are right.
And they will produce the children, no reliable source of income to take care of them. They want to pray for everything. We know prayer is good. I believe in prayer. Mm-hmm. I believe in fire. It's not everything we pray. There are some certain things we should use our common sense.
Thank you. We'll come back to you. Apostle, now you brought in the issue of government, and I think the issue of government you are talking about is it is the duty of government to provide employment, to provide a level playing ground for even people who are doing business to strive. If you decide to be an entrepreneur, the government policy should favor you to do well. And if you are doing well as a businessman or you have employment, then you have income to take care of your home. I think that's the angle you are looking at it from. Oh. Yeah, we apologize for that break in transmission. We're glad to be back. Okay, Apostle Casey was about to actually clear the air. He was talking about the issue of government creating an enabling environment for entrepreneurs to do well in their business and then earn income and take care of the home so they don't be depending on their children. And also government to provide jobs for the unemployed so that when eventually such youths get to the age of, getting married, they have salaries, and they can also take care of their home. He was actually talking about some parents, you see some parents telling you that, oh, this my child will be the one to buy me an aeroplane. This my child will be the one to buy me a car. I think that's the angle Apostle Casey is coming from. Yeah, you want to clear the air.
Let me clear the air.
Okay.
I still insist that to have a good home development for the society still depend on the government.
Okay.
I hear our daddy say just now that he was going somewhere, that on his way he saw the daughter not wear dress, you have to revise home. You can't be working with the state governor and revise home. Before you come, he will fire you. That you are supposed to report in office at so and so time, and you are not there. Let us not forget, this thing is not spiritual. Let us stop spiritualizing it. Let us also stop making it to look as if it is education. One, a man who just finished school, he has no job. Because he has no job, he should not marry.
Because he has gotten to the age.
Yes, he has gotten to the age. He should get married. Now after marriage, what next? There's no still job. If he has sex with the wife and the wife taking, will he not tell the wife to go and remove the child because there's no money? No. Now, do you know that when government has provided a neighbor environment for our parents to work, to earn money, you will not settle down to study your children. It's not when you are doing a book, a work, you are plastering somebody's house so that the person can pay you your money. You left the house 6 a.m. Your children have to go to school 7 a.m. You left 6 a.m. Will you be your plastering ground when you are plastering house to know what your child has wear out of from the house to school? You will not, because when you see today's society, people are doing everything. Parents live. Have you not wake up early in the morning? You see parents going to market around 5 a.m. You see some of them, even as I speak to you today, 10 o'clock, some will still be going home in the night. When we such a parents have time to take care of the children. My daughter is a citizen of Austria. My wife has tried to start one work or the other. But each time they want to give her a job, they consider the school of the child. Who will take this child to the school? If this child close, who will bring the child home? Who will this child stay with? They say, okay, stay home. Every month, we'll be paying you so and so amount.
Welfare.
Yes. So it gives my wife the time to look over my daughter. But if my wife is, maybe they are in Nigeria here, government does not understand that one. It's your own business. So the government have a role to also play. Daddy says something that in the olden days, you will go and help our parents to sell. It's true, but try today, your parents will come and pay you in the police station. If they don't even arrest the parents of the child for human trafficking. The system has changed.
No, child abuse.
Child abuse.
Yes.
They see human trafficking also.
Yes,
carry your child outside the court for prostitution.
Okay.
Now, they will arrest you for child abuse. Let us not forget that the system has changed. Then and now is different. The thinking of then and now is different. If you want to create a disciplined home, you will not tell your landlord or guy, relax now, government never dey pay me. You must, we that God has helped, we should learn to be grateful. Let us not forget those who does not have the privilege we had to train our own children. Some people don't have the chance. It's not that they don't feel like sitting with their children at home, but if they do that, they will die in hunger. They are going outside to look for what to eat. At the same time, it does not still stop us not to educate our children. Why am I saying that the government also have a part to play? It's because you don't expect a man who does not have an income coming in. Like me, I'm a pastor, I have a factory business bringing money for me. So I can go to church and preach and go. If you pay tithe, it no concern me. You no pay, it no concern me. The day tithe come, I collect. It no come, I rest. But someone who is just a pastor, is that church that pay your school fees, pay your house rent. When month end, member is not bringing tithe, you will swear for them. You think that God has come, you want me to be frustrated in this. You see, your action, your behavior is always different. You understand? I know that when God calls you, he make provision for you. Yeah. But the truth remains that we that are privileged, we should not see that maybe others are lazy, maybe they don't want to train their children. Most of the things we see today, you see children joining courtesan and all that. For example, you go home, you see your wife with a new phone. You will ask him, who bought you this phone? You ask your wife that question. But if your wife is working, say, they just paid me, I buy the phone. You say, okay. But today, our parents, you see their children are using phones. Expensive phone worth 400,000, 600,000. They are even afraid to talk to the child because they know that they cannot even cater for that child. If you talk too much, the boy go, I can't leave you for house. Now mama will call you, say, where are you? Come now, please come and pay house rent. So what I'm saying is that our government also have a role to play. There are people who has no job. They should provide job for them so that they can have time to train their children, and their children can become something in future. Because if we just look at it and say no, you must when you must train them, you must have time for your children, you must do this one, you must do that, as if government is paying you every month for taking care of your children. Go to advanced country, government are paying people for taking care of their children. Any citizen that is being born in some country, they pay that child. Even the mother can even be taken from that place, be taking care of himself, and train the child very well. My daughter will not talk to you on video call if she does not know you. That's how she has been trained. If I'm talking to her on video call, I say somebody want to greet you, say no, don't do that, don't do that. Before you know, she has cut the call. That's how she has been trained. But some children want to show their face. You understand me? One day she was in the bedroom taking a bath. I told her mom, where is she? She said she's taking a bath. I said, show me, let me see her. The mom was going there. She started shouting that don't do it, don't know I'm naked. Is that not intake? Because the mother took time, spent time to give her the best in life. So we that are privileged, we should not see it as if other people don't want to train their children. We know that there are some people, even with money, with government work, with all the time they have, they will not still train their children proper. I submit my case. I still say the government have a role to play.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
I will quickly have to come in here.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. There's a popular adage.
Yes.
You make your bed the way you want to lie on it.
Okay.
As we speak, there are people, bricklayers, carpenters, artisans, who are training their children efficiently, effectively well. I said it just now, chase money and lose your children. I don't want to train my children anywhere abroad. I love Nigeria. I've traveled everywhere in the world. You know that.
Yes.
I don't envy them. They don't have morals. I'm talking about I love Nigeria, and I'm telling you that it's not because there are. Excuse me. I'm coming.
No family will train a child with a book, a daily paperwork.
Listen. There are.
It's not possible. There must be an assistant from somewhere.
Excuse me, please. Okay. You sew your coat according to your available cloth.
Yes.
If you are somebody who is avaricious, somebody who want to reap when you want to put your hand where your hand cannot get to.
Yes.
You find yourself in trouble.
When you don't
there
have
are people listening. Please excuse me. There's no. You must have your cloth, because if we discuss like this, we are saying there is no way. Because in the first place, we are talking about government. There's an angle of government that we can bring in government.
Yes.
You see,
the issue of welfare.
The issue of welfare, and all that.
Yes,
in advanced country, you are talking about.
Yes.
How many people work for government in advanced country? That's where the government is going to come in. That's what the solution I'm going to prefer. That our educational system should place premium on practicability.
Yeah, I think that has started now.
That's what we are talking about.
Training.
Because vocational training. How many percentage of Americans, of Europeans work for government? People are innovative. Go to Israel. People don't all work for government. You create your wealth. So there are bricklayers, my brother. If you have not seen, I've seen so many. I can give you so. I'm a married counselor who are training their children. They have time. If you don't have time for your children, you lose them. Now, what point are we going to make here? Government have their own role to play. Educational system of government should place premium on vocational education, acquisition of skills. If that one happens, when people come out of college, or they call it abroad, or university, you'll be able to on your own start off some little things.
Okay.
On your own, self-employed, without necessarily waiting for government for white-collar job. Yeah. How many people are going to work in the Ministry of Education? How many people would they employ? So you begin to have that. I know a vulcanizer. He has 4 children. He goes to his vulcanizing work. They are doing well. It depends on your taste. For instance, you may be living in a mansion. You live in a mansion, you are living in opulence, you have cars. There's somebody who's living in just a room or 2, who has been able to tailor his activities within the confines of what he can get. He brings up his children from there. You must have time for your children. My friend, I'm working for government, I've worked for government. And I'm going to, whether it's the governor, whether it's the president, you are going to sack me for a job, I will take care of my children. I will revise and go back.
Because of time, sir.
Let me just add little to what he said.
Just a quick one.
He talks about a vulcanizer.
Okay.
Don't forget that if you want to be a vulcanizer, you will not go to market and buy those equipment free of charge. How do you get the money? When you are a graduate, you come out, maybe you end a secondary school. Yeah. You understand? You end in JSS 1 or JSS 2, and you want to be a vulcanizer. How do you get the money to buy those equipment so you can train?
So what you are talking about is
where the government.
Have you heard of Kentucky Fried Chicken? Have you heard of Kentucky Fried Chicken?
No.
Who started from the roadside with
the
stove?
Yes. let's get
a graduate.
Let me
get
quickly say this.
Please, let's listen to.
I want to still differ from
let's get
Apostle, sir.
Okay.
I want to differ from Apostle.
But it must be your closing remarks
yes.
now. Your closing remarks.
I've seen, if you carry out the sensor,
okay.
conductors, tailors, the bricklayer you are talking about just now, many of them are richer than, they earn more than even some people that work in the bank.
Exactly.
We want to make. I'm telling you the gospel truth.
That is true.
True.
Listen,
That's true.
many of them,
True.
they make money than even those who are working in some offices. For example, even those that are doing some menial job,
yes,
if they have disciplined themselves,
oh my God,
what they generate in a month is higher than some people that work in some office with AC.
Exactly.
Can I shock you? Go to some of all these markets. Bankers, marketers are chasing them for them to come and trade with them, do business, bank with them, because they discover that they have a lot of inflow of money. It is not what you do, it is how you have been able to, package yourself and put this right. What I want to say is this: we should stop. I'm not saying that government does not have a role, but we should stop lamenting. We should be ready to show that responsibility as a parents, because what we do will determine. Because today we are seeing too many nuisance in the society.
Yeah,
because
that's the essence of this topic.
that is, we are seeing too many nuisance. Like I said, now we should stop lamenting. We should be ready to show that responsibility, because most of all these artisans we are talking about, those who have taken upon themselves and disciplined themselves, they are making money, they are doing well, and they are taking care of their family.
But do they have the time?
They have time.
They have time.
They have time, sir. With due respect, they have time.
They have time.
Don't they
come home at all?
Sir, they have time. It is just you that have decided to, I've seen some of them will close from whatever they are doing. They go and end up in beer parlor and stay to. There are some when they close, they come home. They have time for their children. They know what is happening around in the environment. Some, it is your personal decision.
Yes.
You get it now? Yes. We know the government has its own fault, but we shouldn't stop lamenting. We should just show that responsibility. Take responsibility, and the society will be a better place.
Thank you. Take responsibility. On that note, I want to say thank you for your time. Apostle Kesichukwu, you brought a dimension that brought this heated argument. But I must add that what Apostle Kesichukwu is saying is that government must create enabling environment for entrepreneurs to do well in business, maybe then provide employment for unemployed. But Sir Bessie Rabe is saying everybody cannot work for government. People must acquire skills, vocational skills. That's the in thing now. So that as a youth, you have something doing. And Apostle Elvis Agbonaima has also said, yes, don't give birth to children you cannot take care of. And that is the problem of Nigeria. There are many youths, they don't even know where their parents are. Some don't even know their parents. And they become a problem for society. They constitute nuisance. All that must stop. Give birth to children that you can take care of so that they become future leaders. We can't exhaust this topic only today because time is not our friend. But I must thank my guests. Professor Elvis Agbonaima, thank you. Sir Bessie Rabe, thank you very much. And we like that you reverse the car to ensure that your daughter is well dressed. Of course. Our guests must be well dressed. The youth of today don't believe in that kind of dressing of 70s. They have a modern way of dressing. But Apostle Kesichukwu, thank you very much. So that's the show for this week. If you enjoyed today's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria, keep a date with me. By God's grace, next week we'll look at another national issue. Bye-bye.